For Sarah Hart in Northwood, the long night had just begun. The search for Emily was on, a desperate race against time. A simple walk on a summer day had become the prologue to a nightmare.
We'll send a car over, ma'am. We're starting the search right away.
Called the Northwood police at 7:42 p.m. My daughter was gone. She'd just gone for a walk.
The ordinary day fractured, the uneaten dinner, the silence in the house, it was all wrong.
By dinner time, I knew something was wrong. Emily always checked in. I called her friends. No one had seen her since the afternoon.
Emily had walked that path 100 times, but this time, she wouldn't return. She grabbed her phone, slipped on her sneakers, and waved goodbye. The door clicked shut at 2:15 p.m. It was the last time her mother would see her for a very long time. Hours passed. 3 o'clock became 4, then 5. The sun dipped low, and Sarah Hart's worry grew.
She told me she was heading out for a walk, just down to the old bridge and back.
It was a Tuesday, June 17, 2024. Just another sun-drenched afternoon in Northwood. For 17-year-old Emily Hart, summer break meant late breakfasts, texting friends, and the hum of a distant lawnmower. News of Emily's disappearance spread fast, first in whispers, then in urgent posts online. This was Northwood, a place where things like this didn't happen, until now. Volunteers and police scoured the streets, headlights cutting through the night. The community center became a command post, maps and search grids covering folding tables. Flyers with Emily's face appeared everywhere. The town held its breath, hoping for a breakthrough. But as days passed, rumors crept in, whispers of running away, trouble at home, or worse. For Sarah Hart, it was agony, defending her daughter while pleading for her return. The first real clue came from Emily's last text to her best friend. "Going to meet him at the quarry, wish me luck." Chloe texted back, but got no reply. Investigators focused on the old stone quarry, a place of teenage secrets. There, they found Emily's phone, destroyed beyond repair. Someone had tried to erase evidence. Witnesses reported a dark sedan parked near the quarry and saw Emily walking, looking over her shoulder. These fragments, text phone car, suggested a prearranged meeting gone wrong. The quarry, once a place of youthful rebellion, now felt sinister. The identity of him remained a mystery, and the dark sedan had vanished. The whispers at the quarry became a roar of unanswered questions. Weeks passed. The police tape came down, but fear lingered. Organized searches faded, hope turned to despair. Emily's face on flyers faded in the sun. The question, "Where is Emily?" haunted every corner of Northwood. The case went cold. Every lead exhausted, every witness re-interviewed. 94 days of silence. The town braced for the worst, and then, the impossible happened. The reunion was heartbreaking. Emily was home, but distant, her gaze fixed beyond the hospital walls. The police had no answers. Their only witness was silent. Trauma specialists were brought in, but Emily's silence was both a symptom and an obstacle. Northwood celebrated her return, but relief was mixed with unease. Emily was home, but the mystery was just beginning.
"Oh, Emily, you're safe now. I love you. Please come back to me."
First responders found her physically present, but psychologically gone. She wouldn't speak or make eye contact. At the hospital, doctors treated her for malnutrition and dehydration. The deepest wounds were invisible.
911, what's your emergency?
Mid-September. A delivery driver spotted a barefoot, emaciated girl stumbling along a rural road. It was Emily Hart. The breakthrough came from the flannel shirt Emily wore. Red clay soil embedded in the fibers, rare in the region. Investigators narrowed their search to a dense woodland. There, they found a camouflage steel hatch. Beneath it, an underground bunker, crudely furnished, stocked with supplies. A single strand of Emily's hair confirmed she'd been held there. They found a journal, not Emily's but someone else's. The name, Elliot Rivers, a local recluse missing for 2 years. Was Rivers her captor or another victim? The investigation pivoted. Emily's silence remains the heart of the mystery, a locked room only she can open. For Northwood, the return of their missing girl brought not closure, but deeper, more unsettling questions. Sometimes the answers you find only lead to more terrifying questions. The story of Emily Hart is far from over. I was watering my flowers when I saw her, Emily, walking past, head down, backpack slung over one shoulder. She looked distracted, glancing behind her as if she sensed someone watching. A few minutes later, a white van rolled by. I'd never seen it before. It slowed down right where Emily disappeared from view. I still remember the way my stomach dropped. I run that trail every morning. That day, the woods felt wrong, too quiet. Around the quarry bend, I thought I heard shouting, but when I stopped, it was dead silent. There was a small red shoe in the mud. I didn't think much of it until I saw the news that night. She came into the store for gum, paid with coins. Her hands were shaking. She kept glancing at the door like she was waiting for someone, or afraid of who might come in. Then a man came in, hood up, face hidden. He didn't buy anything, just stood by the magazines, watching her. After Emily left, he followed. I never saw either of them again that day. 3 voices, 3 fragments, each a piece of the puzzle, but together, they only deepened the shadows around Emily's disappearance. In Northwood, every whisper is a clue, and a warning. The truth is still out there, just beyond the next turn. Sound, tape recorder clicks. Voices overlap, tense music rises. Detective. Let's start again. Where were you between 4 and 6? Suspect. I told you, I was home, alone. Detective. No one saw you? No one can confirm? Mother. I called her at 4:30. She didn't answer. She always answers. Detective. We have witnesses placing you near the quarry. Suspect. I jogged there, that's not a crime. Detective. Emily's father said you argued. What about father? She wanted to stay out late. I said no. She stormed off. Detective. Did you see a man in a hoodie? Store clerk. No, sir. He kept his head down. I should have said something. Detective. Someone knows what happened to Emily. If it's not you, help us find out who. Suspect #2. I swear, I had nothing to do with it. Please, you have to believe me. Music swells, then fades to silence. Behind every closed door in Northwood, questions echo. The police sift through conflicting stories, half-truths and broken alibis, each transcript a fragment of the truth, or a carefully constructed lie. In the tangle of voices, one thing is clear. The search for Emily Hart has only just begun. Dawn breaks over Northwood as the search team returns, boots crunching through dew-soaked grass at the edge of the old bunker. A gloved hand uncovers a small, tarnished locket half buried in the mud, its clasp broken, initials nearly worn away. Nearby, an officer carefully unfolds a scrap of paper, the handwriting jagged and hurried. Don't look for me, it's safer this way. An evidence bag is sealed around a crude figurine, carved from wood, its features unsettling and strange. Investigators exchange uneasy glances, their whispers lost beneath the hum of cameras and the click of evidence tags. Who left the note? Was the locket Emily's? What message hides within the figurine's twisted form? Each new clue deepens the mystery, turning relief into dread as the town realizes the shadows are growing longer. Somewhere in the darkness, the truth waits, just out of reach. Night settles over Northwood, the air thick with questions that refuse to rest. Police lights fade in the distance as officers comb the woods, their flashlights flickering through the trees. In the shadows, a figure lingers, tall, hooded, unmoving, watching from the ridge. A sudden glint, a close-up reveals a muddy boot print next to a broken locket clasp, half buried in the earth. Back at the station, detectives pin a new photograph to the evidence board, a blurred silhouette at the edge of the quarry, almost out of frame. The town holds its breath, the watcher is still out there, and the case of Emily Hart is far from over. A week after the watcher's silhouette surfaced, Northwood buzzes with another ripple of unease. 2 new witnesses step forward, their faces etched with worry, hands trembling as they recall the day Emily vanished. Mrs. Parker. It was late afternoon. I'd just finished stacking shelves near the front window. That's when I saw a dark sedan parked by the curb, engine running, no driver inside. A girl, I think it was Emily, hurried past, glancing over her shoulder. Moments later, a man in a gray jacket followed. He didn't look familiar. He kept his head down, but he was watching her. I'm sure of it. Her voice cracks, the memory weighing heavy, but when pressed, her timeline falters. Was it before or after the school bell? She hesitates, uncertain. Mr. Alvarez. I was locking up the tool shed when I heard footsteps. Fast, like someone running. I saw a girl in a red jacket, Emily's size. She was arguing with someone. Couldn't see his face, just a shadow near the old crane. Then, it was quiet. Too quiet. But his memory wavers. Was the jacket red or blue? Did he hear shouting or was it only the wind? 2 statements, both vital, both flawed. Their fear is palpable, their stories tinged with doubt, but together they add new shadows to the map of that day. The truth, it seems, is still hiding in plain sight. Dark interrogation room. Flickering overhead light casts sharp shadows, a close-up of a trembling handcuffed wrist, a detective's steady gaze, a battered folder on the table. Detective Monroe's voice is low but unyielding. You told us you were home that afternoon, Mr. Grayson, but we have something new. Detective slides a USB drive across the table, cut to a monitor flickering to life. Grainy footage appears, a hidden camera's view from inside the abandoned bunker, Emily's last known location. Mr. Grayson's eyes dart, sweat beads on his brow. I don't know what that is, I swear. Monroe interrupts, voice tightening. You're on the tape, Mr. Grayson. Timestamp 15 minutes after Emily disappeared. You said you'd never been here? The screen freezes on a blurry frame, a figure in a gray jacket, unmistakable. Grayson's face drains of color. Cutaway. Emily's mother, watching from behind the glass. Her hands cover her mouth, her father's jaw clenches, eyes wet but unblinking. Detective Monroe leans in, voice softening, almost pleading. Tell us what happened in that bunker. Help us bring Emily home. Grayson's voice cracks. I didn't mean for any of this. I just wanted to scare her. I didn't think... Tears streak Grayson's face. The family sobs quietly behind the glass. The detective's hand hovers over the evidence folder, uncertain, heavy with the weight of what comes next. The truth at last is no longer hiding, but the cost, etched in every trembling voice and tear-streaked face, will linger long after the recording stops. A battered journal, its pages warped and stained, is pulled from the shadows beneath a loose floorboard in the bunker. Under the harsh beam of a flashlight, investigators exchange uneasy glances. The journal's cover is nondescript, but inside, chaotic handwriting, frantic sketches, and cryptic symbols fill every inch. Close-ups reveal words circled in red, dates matching the day Emily vanished. The camera lingers on a chilling entry. She heard the signal, she knows too much. A second investigator flips to a coded page, a string of numbers and strange marks. The team huddles around a cluttered desk, coffee cups and maps scattered as they work late into the night deciphering the code. Flashbacks flicker across the screen, a girl's silhouette running through the woods, a shadowy figure watching from the ridge, moments that mirror the journal's frantic descriptions. As the code breaks, a new name emerges, someone missing long before Emily. The realization hits, Emily's case is part of something bigger, something that has haunted the town for years. The journal's final page is torn, but a single phrase remains. They always come back to the quarry. The investigators look up, the weight of a new mystery settling in. The story is far from over. Sarah's voice trembles barely above a whisper. I thought I lost you forever, Em. Every night I'd sit by your window hoping you'd walk back through the door. I kept blaming myself, thinking I missed something that I could have protected you. Emily looks down, her fingers tracing invisible shapes on her jeans. I heard you sometimes, in the dark. I remembered your lullabies even when everything else felt twisted. I wanted to come home, but I was so scared. Sarah pulls Emily close, her voice breaking. You're here now, that's all that matters. We'll get through this together. The camera shifts to the lead detective, seated alone in his dimly lit office. Papers and photographs sprawl across his desk, the coded journal open in front of him. Detective internal monologue. Every case leaves a mark, but this one, it's different. I see Sarah's hope, Emily's fear. I wonder if I've done enough or if I'm just chasing ghosts in the dark. The truth is, I'm scared too. Scared of what we'll find, scared of what we'll lose. But I owe them answers. I owe myself closure. Back in the living room, Sarah and Emily share a tearful embrace. As dawn breaks over Northwood, the first rays of sunlight spill across rooftops and dew-speckled fields. The town, once shadowed by fear and uncertainty, breathes in the new day. The camera lingers on the detective, standing outside the police station, journal in hand. His voice, steady at last, narrates the truth that eluded them for so long. The coded journal was the key. Hidden among Emily's drawings were clues, landmarks, names, dates. Piece by piece, it all came together. Quick cuts flash across the screen. The quarry at dusk, the lonely ridge, the old watchtower silhouetted by moonlight. The watcher on the ridge, Mr. Halverson, the groundskeeper, misunderstood, reclusive. He saw Emily the night she vanished, but fear kept him silent. He'd tried to help, leaving supplies near the quarry, hoping she'd find them. When he finally came forward, his testimony unlocked the last piece of the puzzle. Photos and evidence flicker, footprints, the torn backpack, the coded messages Emily left behind. Emily wasn't alone. The missing boys, Tommy and Josh, had found her. Together, they survived in the woods, hiding from a threat that was never real, only imagined. Trauma and fear had twisted their perceptions, but they looked after each other until searchers drew near, and they found the courage to come home. The camera pans to the reunited families. Tears, laughter, and embraces fill the screen. The town gathers under the rising sun, neighbors comforting one another, children playing in the light. For 94 days, Northwood was lost in darkness, but in the end, it was hope, not fear, that brought them home. The wounds will take time to heal, but today, there is light. The final shot. Sarah, Emily, Tommy, and Josh walk together through a field of wildflowers, the sky golden with promise. We may never forget the shadows of that summer, but we choose to remember the dawn that followed, and that, perhaps, is the greatest truth of all. Just as Northwood begins to heal, a new voice emerges from the shadows. In a dimly lit interview room, the camera lingers on a figure, face obscured, hands trembling. The town's newest witness, a drifter known only as Mick, claims he was passing through the outskirts the night Emily vanished. His story is fragmented, his speech uneven. He talks of headlights flickering at the quarry well past midnight, of a second, smaller figure, someone he's sure wasn't Emily, waiting by the old fence. Mick's words tumble out in half-remembered flashes, a whispered name, a yellow scarf, the sound of hurried footsteps in the brush. Investigators probe for clarity, but Mick's account slips between memory and dream. He insists he saw Emily meet someone she seemed to know. When shown photos of the missing, Mick's eyes linger on one, a girl named Lily, gone since last autumn. He nods, uncertain, then shakes his head. The town's relief falters, rumors ripple through Northwood once more. Could Emily's disappearance be tied to a deeper mystery? Was there another child, hidden in the margins all along? As dusk settles, the detective's journal reopens, a fresh page waiting. The truth, it seems, may not be as simple as it first appeared. In Northwood, answers lead only to more questions, and the shadows of that summer linger still. The morning after Mick's unsettling testimony, Emily's mother finds herself drawn to her daughter's room, compelled by a feeling she can't name. As sunlight filters through faded curtains, she begins to tidy, her hands moving on instinct. That's when she notices a loose floorboard beneath Emily's bed. Kneeling, she pries it open and discovers a battered notebook, its cover worn smooth by nervous fingers. Opening the diary, her breath catches. The pages are filled with Emily's looping script, some entries mundane, others hauntingly cryptic. One, dated just days before she vanished, stands out. Last night, I dreamed of the quarry again. There was a voice calling my name from the water, soft but urgent. I tried to run, but my legs wouldn't move. Someone was watching from the trees. I think it was the same person who left the note in my locker, the one with the numbers and the yellow ink. I still can't figure it out. I told Lily, but she just laughed. I don't think she believes me. Sometimes I hear footsteps outside my window even when no one's there. As her mother's eyes scan the page, a chill creeps up her spine. The diary is filled with coded messages, strange sequences of numbers and symbols, as if Emily was trying to leave clues for someone to find. In the margins, she's drawn a series of eyes, watching from the darkness. Emily's words echo in the silent room. If anything happens, look under the floor. Trust what you feel, not what you're told. The truth behind Emily's disappearance deepens. No longer just a missing girl, but a mind haunted by secrets, warnings, and the unmistakable sense of being hunted. The lines between reality and paranoia blur, and Northwood's mystery grows darker still. As Emily's diary sends fresh ripples through the town, the police launch a new investigation, this time armed with the coded entries and unsettling drawings found beneath the floorboards. Detectives comb through old evidence, and under the harsh light of scrutiny, cracks begin to appear in the stories the townspeople have told for months. A muddy footprint near the quarry, once dismissed, now matches a pair of boots owned by Lily's older brother. Surveillance footage from the night Emily vanished, previously overlooked, reveals a shadowy figure slipping out of the school gym at the exact time Mick claimed he was home. Detectives gather the key witnesses in the town hall. The air is thick with accusation. The school principal, whose statement once seemed airtight, stammers as new evidence exposes a late-night phone call to someone he swore he barely knew. Lily, pale and trembling, is confronted with texts she deleted, frantic messages from Emily, begging her to listen and believe. As the revelations pile up, neighbors turn on neighbors. Whispers fill the hall. Who else lied? Who else has something to hide? Old friendships shatter under the weight of suspicion. Tears fall, voices rise, and the line between guilt and fear blurs. In the chaos, one thing becomes clear. The truth about Emily's disappearance is more complicated and far more disturbing than anyone dared imagine. And as paranoia sweeps through Northwood, no one is sure who to trust, or who might be watching next. A week after the town's fragile trust is shattered, the investigation takes an unexpected turn. A local journalist, sifting through boxes of evidence, discovers a memory card tucked inside a broken flashlight, overlooked in the chaos of that first night. On it, A single 10-minute video, the footage from a hidden trail camera pointed toward the thick woods behind the quarry. The video flickers to life. Branches sway in the wind. At 2:17 a.m., a shadowy figure emerges from the darkness, pausing just beyond the camera's reach. The face is obscured, the identity impossible to confirm. But behind them, another figure, smaller, uncertain, follows. The two disappear into the trees. The timestamp matches the night Emily vanished. Detectives and townsfolk gather around the screen searching for answers in the grainy pixels. The footage raises more questions than it answers. Was Emily led away, or was she running from someone else? Theories spiral, trust fractures further, and the possibility of a larger conspiracy, one that reaches beyond Northwood, settles over the town like a cold fog. But in the quiet that follows, the camera lingers on Emily and her mother. They sit in the golden light of a late afternoon, hands clasped tight. Emily's eyes are tired but determined. Her mother brushes a strand of hair from her daughter's face, whispering, "We don't have all the answers, but we have each other and we're still here." Outside, the wind rustles the leaves, echoes of secrets still buried. Yet hope, fragile but stubborn, refuses to die. As dawn breaks over Northwood, golden sunlight spills across rooftops and fields, washing away the shadows of the long night. Emily stands with her family on their porch, her mother's arm wrapped gently around her shoulders. Their faces are tired, but hope glimmers in their eyes. In the heart of town, neighbors gather in the community hall, once divided by fear, now united in quiet conversation and shared relief. Emily's voice, steady but soft, carries through the hall as she shares her story of fear, confusion, and the courage to forgive. The townspeople listen, some with tears in their eyes, as healing begins in small, quiet ways. An embrace, a handshake, a shared smile. Along the edge of the old quarry, wildflowers bloom where rumors once grew. Children laugh and play, their voices bright in the morning air. Emily's family sits together beneath the old oak tree, her mother, her uncle, and Emily herself, talking quietly, their laughter soft but real. As dusk falls, Emily writes in her journal by the window, her words a promise to herself and to Northwood. "We were lost, but we found our way back. Not the same as before, but stronger. Together." The camera rises over Northwood. Windows glowing, families gathered, the town bathed in the soft light of a new beginning. Emily, her family, and the people of Northwood step forward into the morning, united, resilient, and ready to begin again. In Northwood, the journey from darkness to dawn is complete, and as the sun rises, hope endures.